As you mentioned there, guys, this political rhetoric about this US-China standoff, it seems to be focusing in as the election gets closer on tariffs. Obviously, the Trump presidency ramped tariffs up on US imports from China, and they've largely been kept in place by President Biden. I'm not really expecting you to get too political here, but just on a practical level, Trump has said, should he be elected again later this year, the inauguration would be in January next year, that he would impose tariffs of 60% or higher on Chinese goods, as well as a blanket 10% tariff on all US imports in his potential second term, with a view to stimulating US domestic production. How disruptive would this be to global trade, do you think? Brandon, do you want to go first here?
I think it'd be very disruptive to global trade. I mean, obviously, look, we're in a global society now. We depend on one another for trade all the time. You go into a Walmart, most of those products are not made in the United States. And I guess I'm selfish. I'm sure John is too. We're in the business of moving boxes, and we move them between countries. Our members do it. And obviously, when you install these protectionist measures, they have maybe good positive short-term effects, but in the long term, they're injurious to the countries. It's going to cost more to buy products. It's going to increase wages. It's just a zero-sum game, and it never works. So from our perspective at the Airforwarders Association, at this point, we're not in favor of them.
John, thoughts?
I agree with Brandon. I mean, I think it's going to put a squeeze on the middle class. Things are going to be more expensive. Interest rates have been up. What I would say, though, is our globalization is what I call a fractional globalization. And that is to say that we've got these alliances, these trade alliances that have been built up since probably in the last 1 to 2 years with, China aligned on one side with their BRICS trade agreements, and the US lined up on another. Yet we still manage to trade with China. And I would say if you look at the volumes, they're still substantial. At TPM, the rumor is everybody's preparing for a Trump win in terms of what they're doing. And I think that's a part of what could be driving, the first half to be fairly strong. It remains to be seen until we get through probably the rest of this month. But I think everybody's preparing for that.